This is Accounting Chapter 6. Please turn to page 184 and 185. In this chapter, they're going to teach you how to close. It's called the closing. And on 184 and 185, this is going to show you how they take numbers out of the worksheet and put them in the statement of owner's equity, the balance sheet, and the income statement. You can see on 184 that they've taken from the worksheet the delivery fees, the green, and put it into the income statement. The expenses in the red, and they put that into the income statement. And then the net income, and put that into the income statement. Then on 185, they've done the same thing, taken the numbers from the worksheet, putting them into the balance sheet and the statement of owner's equity. Okay, then turn to page 188. And on page 188, you see two words. You see the word permanent accounts and temporary accounts. Permanent accounts are the accounts that keep the money in them from the very beginning of the business till now. Where the temporary accounts are those accounts that you're going to make go to zero. So when you start a new fiscal period, say if you go from January to January, then in January, there's going to be 4 items that are going to go to zero. Okay, and I'm going to show you those 4 items. Now go to page 189, and you see step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step 1 is the revenue. You're going to make all the revenue go to zero. Step 2 are all the expenses. Step 3, the income summary, and step 4, the drawing. Now I'm going to show you how to do that in the journal. So go to page 191. You see the general journal on page 191 to the right. First, we're going to start with the revenue in the green. You will see that your delivery fees, which is your revenue, the money you made, is $2,150 in the credit. So to make that go to zero, you have to put $2,150 in the debit. Okay, now because we balance everything in accounting, the opposite word for delivery fees is going to be income statement. And you see that underneath, and then you just put that in the credit. So you have a debit and credit that are the same. Okay, you're going to do the same thing for the second thing you're going to close in the red. Those are all your expenses. You see all your expenses in the worksheet are brought over into your journal. They were, like for instance, wages expense was $700 in the debit, is now going to be $700 in the credit. Well, then when you add up all of your expenses after you put them in the credit, you name it income summary and put that in the debit, because you have to have a debit equal a credit. Now we've closed out the second thing. The third thing we're going to close out is income summary. Income summary is your net income. You see your net income is $1,015 in the credit. You're going to put $1,015 in the debit. But this time you're not going to do income summary. You're going to use the word capital. So it's the boss, which is Damon Williams, capital, and put that in the credit. That's the third thing we close. Now we're going to close the last thing, and that's the drawing. If you look in your worksheet, your drawing is $150 debit. So now you've got to make it a credit in the purple. And the opposite name of drawing is capital.